All right, peeps, we're back. This is a huge time for PLD Disc Golf. We've got the Greater Peoria Open, the final tour stop, the big shebang, and I've got Dalton with me again.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you've been enjoying the coverage here from PLD Disc Golf. Can't wait to see the action for the Greater Peoria Open, the biggest event of the year.
The biggest event, and man, it's been an awesome series here. 7 events rolling up to this championship. We've got a lot of touring players, professionals coming here. If you guys are interested in watching that and you haven't seen it yet, go to Crew 42, check out the MPO coverage. But here I have the MA1 feature card at Northwood black shorts to get us started. So
yeah, it's the short, so it's gonna be a little bit easier, less teeth to go after.
Easier.
Yeah, I mean, you can see hole 1 here. It's still a daunting start to the day. 455 feet, par 3, OB down the whole left side over that lattice fence there. Just so many trees out here. The goal, stay in the fairway.
Yep, and let's let the players introduce themselves.
Dane Zimmerman, thank you to Prodigy Disc and Double Eagle.
And
going
Dane
around,
flexing it on the right-hand side. I think that fights out a little early, hits right. It'll settle in a nice spot.
All
What
right.
we got next?
All right. Caleb Tripp, thanks to Avalon Disc Golf and Spring Arbor University Disc Golf Team.
All right, Caleb, a collegiate player.
Yeah, and he's also the reigning champion for the Greater Peoria Open as well. So glad to have him back to see if he can hold on to that title.
All right, going with the backhand with a 2020 Tour Series Discraft disc of some sort, looking like a buzz, just on the left side. It'll be good placement, pitch up easily.
Carson Fowler, thank you to my dad who runs Die to Self. Check out his dyed discs.
I have no idea who this guy is. Must be an up-and-comer. I've never seen him before.
I don't know either. I've handed him a lot of titles this tour, though.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's been around.
Yeah.
Yep, Carson, great backhand executor. Nice turnover shot. Oh, that's the one tree to miss on that backhand turnover line. You want to get it fighting to the right. And then
Hello,
just face
I'm Andrew Wallen. I am from the area here. I run the Peoria Frisbee Club. Our cameraman Payton is one of my incredible directors, and I'm just looking to have fun today.
Incredible. I don't think I would use that adjective, but appreciate you, Andrew, man.
Maybe not incredible, but maybe outstanding.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, maybe a hair's breadth less. No, just kidding. All right, so we're here in the middle of the fairway. Carson doing some nice flex work with his zone. That's his baby. I see him break it out all the time. Andrew also on the right-hand side, too.
Probably throwing something similar to his own. I don't think he throws zones, but it's got to be something similar. If I had to guess, they're all going to be throwing something similar to his own here.
A nice little turnover here from the left side of the fairway, just opening up the gap as much as possible. That's good execution. A little bit of a tree direction right there at the very end, but not going to do any harm. Ooh.
Oh, okay. A little kickback, but still in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, put it a little shorter than he wanted to, I think, but... All right, this will be a confidence booster to see if Dane can close it out.
Oh, just off the nubs there. No band, just nubs.
Yeah, so people say that's the most annoying sound in disc golf, but if you don't have bands, you can't have it, right?
That's true.
It was good confidence, though. Carson. Coming up. Yeah,
yeah.
That's solid. I mean, that's from Circle's Edge, too, so you can use that mozzarella wall as a backboard.
Yeah. Oh, just off the top there of the rim. Didn't get it high enough.
Yeah, but when you use the back wall, it is a Circle's Edge putt, and sometimes you don't get your relief off of it, so you got to do a straddle. Dane tapping in the bogey, and just a couple pars and a couple bogeys. About a typical start here for the Blacks course. This is the final stretch, guys, and we could not thank every single one of Greater Peoria Tour sponsors, including Power Grip. Been here the entire time.
They they've been so helpful throughout the entire tour and for the Greater Peoria Open as well, helping me get in contact with Innova, who is the title sponsor for the event as well.
Sweet.
So thanks to Zach Parcell over there with Power Grip.
And you guys have seen this before. I feel like we're always playing Northwood out here, but that's okay because it is a renowned course. It's great. We're going from the shorts, so just a two 250-foot shots. The first one uphill. You can do a turnover backhand or the forehand to the landing zone. Just want to push it straight. And that's a little inside. Looks like
could get a little sneaky.
Yeah, it's possible. You're just afraid of the tree kick that push you further into the bend, and then you've got nothing. Just got to pitch out. But trying to correct here, Andrew. I used to think that would have been a little too cut off, but I think that's going to be a good spot. Maybe just a little bit short.
Okay. So I was out there a few weeks ago, and I honestly think the longs might be easier than the short because you're not just throwing straight uphill, you're throwing flat. It's 80 feet further back, but you're throwing just flat instead of uphill.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. So I think what makes a course difficult is forcing players to throw atypical tee shots. So if everyone can just throw like a dead straight shot in a normal height off the tee, then yes, longs plays easier. So having to do this like high turnover backhand is very atypical. Dane doing a pretty good job to get around the corner there.
Yeah, it was a great step out. Caleb's kind of got a little step out as well, less obstructed.
Yeah, for these shots that air a little straight, they'll be kind of where where Caleb and Dane were. This is a more typical spot, a little shy of the true landing zone. You got to turn something from left to right. And that was actually well executed.
Yeah, favorable kick too towards the basket on the little slope there.
Right, Carson looking to follow Andrew's line, maybe a little bit straighter. Not so much left to right. Leaks it a little left, it's turning.
It's a little low, a little short.
I'm not going to pretend that I know what these players are thinking, but when I have a wooded gap, I tend to throw things a little bit low just to account for the potential tree direction. If you hit lower, you less chance to air it a long ways off the fairway. So
yeah, there is a creek left of the fairway, and it's not fun to be down there.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Okay,
that
good
was a
bid.
good run from Circle 2, from Dane.
From almost the same spot, Caleb. He's putting with Logix.
Nice. Man, next time he's in the area, I'll have to get an in the bag with him. I know he's shooting for some sponsors too, so a really great traveling collegiate player. I forgot who he plays with or plays for.
Albion.
Albion, gotcha.
Yep.
Good putt there from Dane, little comebacker. Nobody really putting it close on the upshot. I think that's going to be kind of a telltale of what to expect today. You want to be putting the disc close to the basket on these tight-wooded lines, so and a little bit of ground play too for some of these greens that don't have quite as much sun to support the grass.
For sure. I think the goal for these guys is just to be a few under par. The more under par, the better, obviously, but even, you're still hunting for the win still. So shout out to Prodigy for helping out with all of the player packs throughout the whole tour. They've been a big help. Shout out to Will Schustrick for that assistance.
Yeah, I saw all the discs that came in this year. Fantastic. They have their new Spectrum plastic too that came out. You've got a couple discs in that. That's just beautiful stuff. Yeah, and hole 3 from the shorts, just a simple pitch up, want something moving left to right, and then a dead straight shot to get close, somewhere close to the basket around that big tree just short of the basket. So looks like a little, maybe a cap wrap forehand here. I don't know that dyed disc. Looks pretty sweet. Should follow Dyed to Self.
So I'm even par after 2 holes. If I know anything about Northwood Black, you have to shoot at least 9 or 10 down to be in the mix. So I'm going to step it up a little and try to birdie out.
Not 100% what he said, but knowing Andrew, it's probably some sort of joke or...
He said he's got to dial it up. He's got a birdie from here on out to to make something happen. So
Right.
that's a good shot. A little straight, maybe. Yeah, he gave me some eyebrows there. Whoa. You really juiced it. And nice hyzer line here from Dane. Yeah, that's what you like. You can cut on the inside, but if you just throw something glidey and overstable, you'll get around the corner, no problem. So, yeah. So, Andrew doing a little vlog action, saying he needs to turn up the heat. That feels inside, but actually since one of the big trees on the inside of this went down a couple years ago, this is really opened up. So you can actually push pretty far up the fairway from the short tee if you want to. So
Okay.
yeah, and Andrew is a little long here, so he's just doing kind of a pitch out here.
He's got a lot of work to get that birdie from here.
I know. We'll see if it's even feasible if he can get out from here. Let's see where he ends up.
Oh,
looks like a little horseshoe.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in the open, so I mean he's got to throw it in. We'll see what happens. Then he got a nice turnover to the left of that tree.
Great upshot, but maybe the birdies start next hole.
Save of all time.
He said he was going to birdie out.
Said I had to birdie out.
We heard chains.
Oh,
We heard chains.
dang. So he was legitimately trying to get that birdie still.
Well, yeah, we'll see if it stuck. All right, old zone here, a little anti-flex. Good shot. Yeah, it's going to
Yeah.
settle up there close to the basket as well.
Perfect. Dane with a little step out again.
Yeah, he's going to try to flex this one. Gentle. This is a touchy shot. It looks like he's got something kind of fast. Or no, I think that might be one of his A2s, A1s.
It looked good if it got a little skip down that hill.
Yeah, this is a great place. Great spot. Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, the trees on the left-hand side getting to your head.
Oh, okay.
In for the bird, Mr. Andrew Wallen.
Shout out Andrew. I'm expecting 14 more.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's that's
Oh.
gonna... See, this is once again, guys. It's coming, but catch cam is sorely missed for this course. I really want to get all these blind shots, 2 cameras. It's a work in progress. We're gonna see if we can make it happen more consistently next year. But yeah, let's see if these guys can clean up for some birdies here. All right, there's
good
one.
putt.
Well, too bad we missed the... I mean, the best tee shot did not result in a birdie here, but let's see if everyone else can get one. Actually, yeah, Dane's shot kind of danced down the hill
Yeah.
pretty well. What is the word I'm thinking of? I'm sitting here shaking my hand. Settled, something. It's another S word. Anyway, there we go. Okay, 3 under par on that hole. Pretty solid. Yep.
Shout out to one of the powering sponsors for the Greater Peoria Open. They also sponsored the tour as well, Double Eagle Disc Golf, sponsoring Dane on the card here down in Florida. So shout out to Ryan and those guys.
Very nice. And on to hole 4. This is a 520-foot par 4. You know, just 4 par 4s back to back to back here on the front 9 before we get to the par 5. That is hole 6. But you're just trying to throw something somewhat straight on a hyzer, get it to just barely push left after, you know, picking one of these gaps, either the right-hand side of the big tree or the left-hand side. Just got to commit. I think Carson usually will, force something over. Oh,
Okay. Not terrible. So I was actually last year practice round for GPO. I played with some of the what I call the boys, but they were talking about how a forehand is the play off the tee here.
Okay. Actually, and if I can interject, I understand why. It's because you do not want to be early on the turn, right?
Yep.
There's plenty of gap here where even if you pick the right-hand side and you land just to the right of the large tree, you still have a shot to get up to the green. If you throw a backhand too early to the left, or you get one of these ricochets back to the left, you have to essentially pitch through or pitch around the turn and then pitch up.
Yeah. Also, you can see where Carson is here. He can't even see the basket. He's throwing a blind pitch up. The further you get up and to the right, it opens up that landing zone. Like where Caleb is, only obviously you want to be a a little bit further up from where he's at, but you can at least see the basket and give a actual run of attack.
Actually, and your confidence actually increases when you can see the basket. I think it's a psychological thing for a lot of players. If you can see the basket, it's like you visualize the shot, but if you've got a blind shot, it's, hey, I just got to get it the right angle out of my hand and just hope the disc does the work. So
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great shot, yeah.
And going back to Carson's shot, he turned it over, and I think he just got into the creek or just across. I forget which.
Oh man.
A scare for the eagle.
Yeah.
From Andrew.
He's trying to one-up himself. Yeah.
I think he's wanting to do better than 14 down. Or
yeah. Well, he might be getting that eagle so he can take a break on a hole later.
Give himself a bonus. Oh, split in the field goal there.
Yeah. What a great shot.
Well, looks like everybody's parked here on the hole. Very nice. Okay.
Bunch of tap-ins for birdies. Par for Carson.
Yeah. You know, two, I would say they're just very strategic holes, but most everybody can execute the shots. I think that it'd be tough to, wow, I lost my train of thought. It's just they're easier par fours. So let's let these players execute. I think you definitely want to be getting 2 birdies back-to-back there on 3 and 4. So Great Lakes Disc.
And shout out Great Lakes Disc up in Michigan. They've been supporting my events all year round, last year as well. They're the ones that helped get Crew 42 to help come down and film GPO for the MPO as well. So go check them out online.
Absolutely. And another one, kind of like hole 3, where you just want to throw a 220-foot straight shot and then a left-to-right bending shot for your second. So this one, very precise landing zone, and it looks like Andrew's going a little early.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, I say the landing zone is pretty tight, but I've seen a lot of players actually intentionally play back or be okay with the short miss because people do try to just cut through the turn.
The corner, yeah.
Yeah, the corner being short. There's a lot of airspace. I can never seem to find the gap, but people do, and they magically get up for a bird, even though they're not in a good spot. Yada, yada, yada.
My goal is to just throw dead straight and get it just about 15, 20 feet past that down log in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Oh, Carson. Back-to-back yips off the tee. Hopefully he can get that cleaned up. This is not where you want to be. If you've never played out here, the fairway, if you get off the fairway, it's almost jail.
Yeah, on these holes in particular, actually, as we get past this hole to hole 6 and there on out, a lot of the holes actually have more forgiving just off the fairways. I think that's by the design. So, yeah, Andrew going up and over. We saw his disc kind of just drop down right there. He's on the left-hand side of the second fairway, but that's what a lot of players are doing, and they're okay with that. And so...
That's crazy. That's a lot of risk to fight through a bunch of cabbage just to get a few feet closer.
Mm-hmm. And that just found a way through. Apparently, I just don't know how to pick a spot and hit it. So these guys, everyone throwing up and over. Dane working some magic too. I think he fights out. I think that's parked. I'm going off my memory now, and I can't remember, but it's good.
See, to me, this is the ideal shot for me, I would think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Stay in the fairway. He's throwing a zone up there. Something a little overstable to skip up to the basket.
Yeah, and we see he's just shy of circle's edge, so he's going to be a little in circle 2. Yeah, Carson, that side in particular of the green, it's tough to get a line to the basket. But if you're on the left-hand side of the fairway, there is a chance you can run the basket. See what Andrew does here. Okay, he puts it up there close. Tap in pars, never really hurt.
No, not out here.
Caleb running it.
All right. I mean, not a bad bid.
I think he definitely wants that.
Yeah.
And there's Dane parked.
Yeah, good birdie here for Dane. He's picking up strokes on the whole card. While these guys are tapping out, I want to shout out to Kip Tuffer for designing this course. It is a huge attraction to this area, used for some Disc Golf Pro Tour events and even majors. So it definitely has a big reputation in this area.
Yeah, and I honestly, actually, after you call this sponsor out.
Yeah, thanks to the National Amateur Disc Golf Tour, the NADGT, for sponsoring this tour this year. They're giving out invitations to winners of each division of qualifying amount of players. Big thanks to them, and congrats to those got invited to nationals.
Yeah, I hope you guys have an awesome time this year. The championships is always awesome. But I was gonna say, Kip Toffer and the design, so we're playing the shorts here, which we got our first par 5 of the day, hole 6. Players just want to take 2 shots to get around the bend and then try to pitch up on their third for a bird. Pretty attainable with just a couple 300-foot shots from the tee. So, but this course, like everybody knows, blacks is always the stat freak, right? So everyone's like, it's got the hardest hole in the world, which probably not necessarily true, but it's definitely one of the tougher holes for the tour. This course is absolutely fantastic from the shorts. I would say even better from the shorts. Reason being because it's for everybody. It literally gives the same difficulty feeling as Longs does, but you're not literally going through the crucible. You get to enjoy yourself while still trying to execute really tough shots. And a lot of the par 3s that we have out here, they're from the same tee as the Longs, so you get to kind of dabble in what are the easier par 3s out here. So that's what I appreciate about this course, is the availability for play for even some of the lower skill levels.
Yeah, I would agree. It definitely fits the more amateur style play of golf. I know the MPO, they played the shorts last year and shredded it for one of the rounds for GPO. But I know they had a fun time. They said it was nice and more relaxing. They didn't have to worry about making tighter gaps and throwing it
My
an
point,
extra
right?
100 feet through a tunnel.
And we were, so kind of given the age of this video here, as these guys are trying to pitch around the corner. Good shot here from Caleb. We watched some of the latter end tour events, like Green Mountain Championships and Maple Hill, right? So we have some wooded courses that aren't really challenging people on the distance, but they're more technical. We see those courses, like Fox Run, for example, being really scoreable. And only until recently do we actually see people going into the high teens, like for their scores, the mid-teens is like a really high score. I think MPO, the hot round last year, was it 13 under at shorts? Was that the hot round?
Yeah, 13. Okay. Yeah,
my brain was thinking either 11 or 13, something like that. I mean, that is a solid round. But like, for example, if you find a course that's too easy, you're going to see a stack of players at the teens down, and then 1 or 2 people that's like 15 down.
Yep.
So this course, showing that it didn't do that, granted we didn't have the elite players playing last year, I think it's perfectly fair to actually have MPO play occasionally from the shorts. I think it's a good change of pace for them, and I appreciate their feedback on that. We have back to reality here, where GPO, MA1.
Forehand roller looks like Andrew.
People are fighting up, yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he tried to cut it off more.
He nearly did.
Yeah, he nearly did, but couldn't chew it all.
Yeah, and so, you know what? Going back, bring Kip back into this. I should tell Kip he should actually open up that little hiking trail a little bit more to see if people can land in a magic landing zone to actually go for that short gap. That would be hysterical to see people actually try to play it. Andrew did, and it didn't pay off. But he got by par. It'll be good.
Not bad.
A little pitch up there from, I think that's Dane, who was long. He was down in the creek. That's a common mistake for people who try to get really aggressive, a little shy on the turn, and just pushing it too straight.
It's a great putt right there, though, from Carson.
Circle's edge, just crawling into the basket. It's my kind of putt. All the time.
Yeah.
Oh, just enough juice to get it.
Whatever it takes.
Good cleanup there. Okay, so not seeing any real teeth here. You see Andrew crawling up to the basket. There we go. Okay.
All right, and then
A couple pars, couple birds.
thought we were done since Andrew was the closest. Dane coming out of nowhere.
It's all right. All right, and that is hole 6. We go into 2 really tough par 3s, but before that, OTB.
Yeah, OTB gracious to sponsor the tour as well. They donated a bunch of CTP prizes for every event. Want to thank them. Also donated some prizes for the St. Jude raffle that I held this year as well. So
Nice.
Shout out to them. Go check them out.
Yeah, I've checked them out. They're awesome. So you're not doing yourself any ill favors by going to their website and checking it out. But here, hole 7, pick a gap, any gap, and throw. Obviously, you want to get through the first 200 feet of the hole. We'll say that. So maybe the slightest left to right bending, and then either have it continue like this one is, and a great shot from Carson.
It was a great shot. May look a little short, but that's still perfect. Like, he gives himself a putt.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Or you can have your disc kind of fade out, and I think this is kind of what Dane ends up doing. You funnel to like that 30 to 40 foot range, and you have a pretty decent look at the basket when you throw the shot that Dane does. So really, it's just commit once again. And so Andrew's going to be over there in the same area. Squirrels all over the fairway. But that's the woods. We're in their playground, so it's a buzz shot here. A little turned over. Well, it's a little low. I wouldn't say it's not too turned over, because that is a play for some people.
Yeah, I believe that's his Buzz SS.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And then just pitching up here. Yeah, this last wall of trees kind of prevents people from having good circle 2 edge looks.
Yeah, you can see Carson here. He's stretching it out pretty far. Little mishap there. Don't know what to say.
he intended to put on Anheuser and he released it flat, so it's all right. And that was a great bid from Dane, man.
Yeah, just off the front cage.
I want to see the wind that doesn't really get back here lift that disc. And Andrew puts himself in the thorn bush.
Yeah, and those aren't your typical thorns. Those thorns are
they're
like an inch long.
Yeah, they're locusts. It's a locust tree right there, the stump of locust, which if anybody around here, I included, have been around locust trees, you know that a locust tree is never done. You cut it down literally to ground level, then you have like 6 foot long, like thin branches that grow inch long thorns just sticking out of the ground, and that's exactly what Andrew is like gingerly evading.
Yeah.
Right there with this tap in. So yeah, those trees are ferocious. Ferocious.
Shout out Underdog, Paul and Joe and the rest of the guys there. They've been supporting the whole community, not only for disc golf but other sports as well. I'm always happy to have them on board. Hole 8 though, this is kind of a gettable hole, but you also have to be careful. There is the drop zone right there in case you do go out of bounds. The whole right side is out of bounds, and if you hit early and go down into the sinkhole, you're out of bounds as well.
Yeah.
So play is to just get it over and in bounds.
Yeah, 100%. This is, I'll call it a bonus birdie for sure. I think even the MPO field is struggling to birdie it. Carson puts it a little low and it turns over. Don't really see the result. I think he's dancing on the OB line. But you're perfectly content getting a par on this. You just want to hit this main gap here, just like Carson and Dane did. That's a great result.
Looks real great.
There is a concern, though. There is a window between the back retaining wall and the hillside that discs can actually go through, and there's a OB long, so you got to be cautious of that. Andrew kind of fights through to the left side. That's a simple pitch up from there. Maybe could scare the basket, but usually that's a simple par. You'll take that and move on.
Yeah.
Oh, a slip.
Slip, and that disc may be gone forever. It is pretty deep down there.
Access points. There's no access point there, so you have to clamber down. You have to climb down, essentially. Either get a climbing rope or
get the grappling rope.
Yeah, there you go. Ninja style. Oh, here we are. Okay, just trying to identify whether Carson is in or out. And using the tools available at their disposal, they did determine that he was out.
Okay, so the drop zone is optional here, so you don't have to go to it if you don't want to, if it goes out of bounds off the tee, so he was able to play it there. That's why you see him playing there and Caleb playing from the drop zone.
Yeah, Caleb didn't cross inbounds anywhere at all, so he's forced to go to drop zone. But yeah, absolutely, if you go out of bounds, you can choose the best of either lie, whether where you crossed OB or the drop zone. Which drop zone's pretty tough where it's at. So. Oh,
it is. The whole optional situation is to not punish someone for still having a good shot. They just went out of bounds by closer to the basket.
And the drop zone is a pace of play protector, so you don't force people to continuously re-tee. So I do appreciate the drop zone. I also appreciate the difficulty of the drop zone. So we did see Caleb got up and down, got his bogey. So very, very common result. Very typical.
All right, moving on to the last hole here. Again, I want to thank everyone for supporting the tour all year round. Players, viewers, sponsors, of course. Thanks for just the support, and I hope to have the same support for 2025.
That would be sweet. Hole 9, I am flying from the longs on a lot of these drone shots, but don't you worry. All the hole distances and pars are correct, so we've got a 564-foot par 4, trying to throw a 300-foot baby hyzer, barely moving to the left, and then it's a scramble shot. I'll say it. In the fairway, you're scrambling to try to get up to the green, so those are all really tight gaps, about mid-circle 2, so just pick your line, be confident.
Pretty much. And I'll definitely back that it's a little bit of a yank there from Dane, that the distances on the holes are accurate here, especially on the tee signs. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm the one who measured the course. Is that an intended route?
That was an intended route for I do not know why. I think he just found a high window and he was doing vlog style. Let's make it interesting.
Okay.
Let's find a Simon line.
All right. That's definitely sounds like a typical Andrew play, to find the more entertaining line. Oh, that one got a little low. Good skip out of it, though.
Yeah. He'll struggle to get up and down. There's still a chance. It's going to be a world-class shot, but a chance he can get up and down. As long as it's in the open, that's what matters. Nice little flip up here from Caleb.
Yeah.
Usually those appear to go on the inside line, but sometimes they can surprise you.
And for a par 4 on the front 9, this is the hardest par 4 on the front 9 of them all. There's just way too many trees in the fairway there to dodge. Like you said earlier, just kind of scramble golf from the second shot here.
Yeah, and I mean, the shot shape is so particular if you actually wanted to push up with the true distance that a lot of these players have. It is very finicky, and odds are you end up pushing long of the gap. So you end up going into jail, and then you're scrambling for a bogey. So the play is, just play it short and then try to scramble your way up to the basket. So I agree with that. Definitely a good bird if you get it, for sure. Very rarely birdied, but...
Great shot from Dane there. He went even long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he, being on the right-hand side of the bend, essentially, it opens up the widest gap in this row of trees here in Circle 2. So he could just throw like the pure hyzer all the way to the left-hand side of the fairway and have it fade back. So this is where Andrew was going. He went a little bit early there, but that's the gap that Dane hit. And I'd say that is probably the best way most consistent way to get to the green. For an amateur, anyway. And I was probably doing it all the time.
Carson looks like he's just laying up there. He wanted no part of it, just wanted to sit down and get off this hole.
Yeah.
Andrew hyzering out.
Yeah, running it. Running. All right, Dane, confidence booster going into the back 9.
Dang, all right.
Yes.
And a solid front 9 there, 4 down through 9.
If he can double that, which I know we're talking about some of the harder holes on the back, but yeah, I mean, even if he maintains, that's solid golf there. But talk about a highlight round if you can double that score for sure. Oh, solid putt
good
from
putt
Caleb.
there.
2 birds.
Gets him back to even.
Yes. All right, looking for the par putt here from Andrew.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, bogey.
I apologize. Yep. I forgot about the zone
Oh, yeah.
upshot. There it is. All right, so those are our scores going into the back 9 for round 2. We got Dane kind of pulling ahead of most players with the 4 down. We'll see what the back 9 has for them. A lot harder holes, but man, this is the final stretch. It's crazy that we've come this far.
I know. 8 events in for a whole year and just a lot of busyness. Almost every event filling. It's awesome to see, but it's also kind of relieving to see it all come together and come to a closing so we can prepare again for next year.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's still a lot more coverage to get to, so guys, don't go away. Subscribe, stick around. We got a lot more for you. Dalton, thanks again.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you on the back 9.